Hello, Periscopers. This is Monica A. Coleman, and I'm jumping on a tad later than I had hoped, but I think I'm here. Yep, everything looked good. Yes, it's good. And today I am talking about spirituals. So, again, my name is Monica A. Coleman. I am a professor of religion, and I'm based in Los Angeles. And I'm the author of a number of books, including the book Bipolar Faith. Hi, Crystal Ashan. Thank you for joining us. Oh, thank you for the hearts. Whoever gave the hearts. I saw someone else joined us earlier. And again, love the hearts. I feel the love. Thank you, Ms. ARW. Thank you for joining us. Oh, thank you for the hearts for the love. It's like a little hug from over the internet. That's how I feel it, at least. Again, my name is Monica A. Coleman, and I am the author of the forthcoming book, Bipolar Faith, A Black Woman's Journey with Depression and Faith. And I'm on Periscope talking about the making of and spiritual practices of bipolar faith. Thank you for joining us, Art Hill. The question I get asked the most when I travel, when I speak, when I go to classrooms, even if it has nothing to do with whatever else I'm talking about, people often ask me, what are my spiritual practices and what do I do? And so I want to talk a little bit about the making of my faith. And today I wanted to talk for just a moment about the making of the book Bipolar Faith. If you saw me on social media, on Instagram, thank you for joining us, Biggie123456. You saw I posted that I was going over, thank you for joining us, the proofs of the book for the last time. And in the publishing world, the proofs are when your book is, you turn in these Word documents and they give it back to you and it's laid out and it looks pretty. Oh, thank you all for joining us. And you can see a little bit of on the screen of what it's going to look like when they print the book. They used to send paper proofs, right, before we could do everything on the screen. Thank you for joining us, Juan J. And Cabjord, thank you for joining us. And so it's just that, it's that near the final stages where you can make your final edits. That's it. That's all that's going to happen. And so I was feeling excited and a little sad as I was going over the proofs because I'm like, wow, this book is really happening, which is very exciting. I've been working on it forever, it feels like. But it also meant like, this is it. This is the last point. No more changes. You got to live with what it is. And so I wanted to share a little bit about how the small part about the book, becoming the book, and that's in the table of contents. When I was first working on the book Bipolar Faith, I didn't really have titles. I had titles for the chapters, but I had broken the chapters into parts, part 1, part 2, part 3, and they weren't really well labeled. And I was working with an editor who said that you need to title them, and I didn't really know how to do that. And so I thought and thought about what would be meaningful, what would say faith, what would say religion, what would be me, what would feel. I always wanted the book to feel like a Black girl's book, right? Like it's part of the African American literary tradition. And so one thing that I've written about in other spaces, I think I wrote about it on Huffington Post. One thing I think that the Black church tradition really gives is spirituals are so helpful. And you know, people laugh at me because I have this kind of progressive theology, but I'm real old school in my worship. And I really love to hear spirituals. And I grew up with people who are raised in the South. Hi, thank you for joining us. And come from Southern churches. My grandparents were sharecroppers. And we come from kind of this old school church background. And I always grew up hearing spirituals. And so that's a big part of my faith. And spirituals are wonderful, right? They're these songs written by slaves. Like no one can say who they're written by. We just know that they're written by slaves to express how they felt, to talk about their faith, to try to find ways to talk about freedom that would be coded. Some scholars say that it's a way of talking about freedom and a way of getting north without the slave oppressors finding out about it. And I love spirituals because so many spirituals also talk about sorrow And it's a way that we can communally be sad, and it's okay, and say it's okay to be sad when there's sad things. And it's okay to rejoice and to just talk about our spirit, the way we understand each other. Yes, Ms. ARW says spirituals have a way of speaking to the soul, and they connect us with our ancestors. Totally. So I named them after spirituals. I named the chapter after spirituals. So the prologue is called Steal Away to Jesus, because that's a song that we often used to sing when we're talking about someone passing from the realm of the living to the realm of the ancestors when somebody died. And it's a bit about death and a bit about grief. Then another chapter is called Will the Circle Be Unbroken? And there's a wonderful children's book by that title as well, which I grew up reading, so I wanted to kind of signify to that. But I also wanted to talk about circles and generations and how important it is for us to stay together, right? And keep our circles unbroken, but live them in our own way, walk those paths in our own way. Another passage is called Every Time I Feel the Spirit. If you know that song, I could sing, but I don't know if you want me to do that. But every time I feel the Spirit moving in my heart, I will dance, I will sing, different words there. And that's really about my own encounter with Spirit and my move into the ministry and into divinity school and into feeling a calling. And then I use Wade in the Water. And I really love that song. It's often sung at baptisms. But I also wanted to use it as a way of saying, let's go in deep. Let's go into the hard places. Let's go into difficult places. Just wade in and come on in. Wade in the water, little children. God's going to trouble the waters, right? That sometimes there's trouble in the waters, but we just wade on in. And then the last part is called No More Auction Block. And that's a song I got to love through the Sweet Honey in the Rock rendition. If you don't know Sweet Honey, find out about them. They're a wonderful women's a cappella group that sings freedom songs. And they do these versions of spirituals, among other things, original songs as well. And No More Auction Block, I think the lead vocal is Isaiah Maria Barnwell. It's this wonderful low bass voice. And it says no more auction block, right? I'm not going to be sold on the auction block. I'm not up for sale, right? And I really wanted to talk about what it means to be free and to not be up for sale. And so, spirituals are really big to me. I love it when I can hear spirituals in church. I sing my daughter's spirituals. She thinks her bedtime songs. She said, sing the sleep songs, sleep time songs. And they're usually spirituals, right, that I sing to her because I want her to grow up hearing the songs of our people and knowing spirituals. And if I sing the first part, can't let nobody turn me round, should be like, turn me round, right, in her little 3-year-old voice. Because I've sung that song so much. And so I want her to know spirituals because for me, it's about heritage and culture and faith. It's about freedom. It's about being okay to be sad. It's about just putting our hearts out on the page and connecting with those who were able to make music in some of the most difficult times and were still able to find faith. So that's just the talk for today. That's a little bit of the making of Bipolar Faith, a little peek into where the chapter titles came from. And I hope you check it out. You can pre-order the book on Amazon. Look for my name, Monica A. Coleman, or the book Bipolar Faith. Feel free to share this, share with your friends, or use the hashtag Bipolar Faith. And you will catch me again tomorrow at 4:30 talking about spiritual practices, talking about the making of Bipolar Faith. And I won't be talking about spirituals. I'll find something else to talk about. And now I'm going to run a couple errands before my day is completely over. So thank you, Periscopers, and I will see you later.